So I was thinking the other day when NBA 2K17 initially launched, they were promoting this whole thing called Skills Matter. They were basically saying, unlike previous years, this year and this year's game launch, if you have skills, that's going to differentiate you from other players. It seemed like they were saying there's going to be a bigger skill gap, and so if you wanted to practice and get really good at the game, then it actually mattered. I remember seeing tweets about it all over, whether it was the community devs or the NBA 2K Twitter itself. The tweets galore. In fact, I'm pretty sure I even saw a video on it. If not a video, it was on one of their Facebook live streams that they were doing before launch. But something changed since the launch of the game, so the idea of Skills Matter through all the patches literally went out the window. And so I went on Twitter advanced search and I searched for the keyword skills on NBA 2K Twitter. That's Mike Wang, on LD2K, on Ronnie2K, Scott Gallagher, like literally everybody that was tweeting about 2K before 2K's launch. And all mention of the keyword skills has been deleted. I don't see no videos or live streams. Everything that they were talking about when they were promoting Skills Matter is gone. The only thing that remained was one tweet from LD2K, and it wasn't even a tweet, it was a reply to someone else saying that stick skills matter this year. They removed all traces of it. And it was one of the pillars that they were initially promoting the game on, which I found pretty weird. Why is it all removed? So you guys have been taking a look at footage of people pointing out that Mike Wang was talking about how skills matter, but there's no tweets of it. And so in this search, I'm looking for Mike Wang's specific tweets that he tweeted out on his account using the word skills, and all mention of it has been removed. Every single bit. But you just seen a second ago, people were replying to his tweets, but you couldn't scroll up to see it because it's no longer there, it's deleted. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I read a comment on the E-League video I made. I was really excited. I think, hopefully, I'm optimistic it's gonna be lit. But he mentioned, Agent, I don't know how the fuck you could be optimistic because in general, there's no skill gap in 2K. You can have a bad release and still bang in 2K. And without a skill gap, it's tough for an E-League to be successful. Part of what makes Call of Duty so good, and you know, League of Legends and Dota and some of those games have phenomenal esports, right, is there's a massive skill gap. And so people that play the game casually love to see the people that literally dedicate their lives to this game straight up dominate. That's fascinating to see. Alright, so check this shit out. Right now, the footage y'all looking at is me shooting. I'm purposely trying to mess up my shot. I'm holding square the entire way. This is the worst possible release you can ever shoot. And even a noob to this game, first time picking up their controller, will be able to release the ball a million times better than this. But I'm still banging. Like, my shots were actually falling. And I was playing on all-star difficulty, which is as close as you can get to park difficulty because they use custom sliders, and shit was falling, y'all. I saw, okay, you know, it's mid-ranges, you know, anything 15 feet or underneath, you can bang. It's pretty easy for you to do that, right? Y'all know that shit, so that's why everyone likes to pull from there, is because it's likely gonna go in. I was still surprised that it was going in with the worst release possible, but I stepped back to the three-point line. Now keep in mind, I have a sharpshooter 94 open shot 3 badged out, and I did the same thing from the three-point line, right on the line, and I was finding that the same percentage of shots that went in before 15 feet with the completely fucked up release were going in at the three-point line as well. I thought this was crazy. I'm holding the release all the way, and some of them were still dropping. So when it comes to shooting in NBA 2K, it doesn't take too much skill. The only time skills matter when it comes to shooting is if you're trying to pull from agent range. Like, you have to release pinpoint accurate when you're shooting from half court like I do. But when it comes from shooting on the line, like you guys are seeing, attributes don't mean as much anymore. And so it's kind of like they're evening out the playing field. They're making the curve to learn the game a little bit easier, which is great for casual people who don't have time to play the game. Because I get how it can be frustrating. Like, 2K gave you an archetype, and now like you can only shoot shots, and you're missing those, and people were frustrated they were missing shots, and it just felt like, I get the archetype system, but I don't want to feel like I could only do one thing. That's not fun. So I get that. And so fundamentally, that's a problem with the archetype system. It's too limiting, and because it was too limiting, it killed the enjoyment and the entertainment, and the only way 2K can make up for that was to make it easier for people to shoot, and that of course killed the gap. I was just watching Still Trill. Shout out to Still Trill, they fucking won. I saw Dimes pull up for a limitless range contested shot, bang, and I was like, how the fuck? First of all, your release has to be on point for you to bang a shot like that, but he was a playmaker, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's a fucking playmaker. So first of all, I was impressed. Second of all, I was like, damn, Cause it's not he's not the only one to pull like that. I see it happening often, especially when you're playing on the ante-up. But it's tough to do because when people are open, they complain when they miss a shot because they're like, yo, especially when it's all white. But at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, the biggest thing you can do for yourself is just have a clean ass jump shot. And I wish it wasn't that way. It shouldn't be that way. Like for example, if I release with the garbage release and the release is beautiful, all white, they won't give you a green. But with an amazing jump shot, even if you have a garbage release, it's a greater chance of it going in. But I don't know, it kind of threw a wrench into my optimism because it makes sense. When you're playing other, like there's aim assist in a lot of shooters, but in 2K, they take hand holding to a whole new level. They hold hands like I've never seen before. And through all the patches, they kind of made the archetype system is a little less significant. Now you can be a athletic finisher and out rebound a glass. I've seen that. You can be an athletic finisher and shoot threes. I've seen that. And of course, if you're an athletic finisher, you're also slamming on people. And I like that. I think they should have loosened up like that a while ago. It makes the game a lot more interesting. But the game is also imbalanced. Like you can tell it's not 100% balanced. Some archetypes are clearly better than other archetypes. And that's just the way it's gonna go. It's gonna be tough to balance everything. With that being said, I still think they should have done a better job at launch balancing because it was all low. It was like no one tested this shit before it came out. It might be a whole new separate video, but after watching the Pro-Am tournament, it was legit entertaining to watch. Like I wasn't watching like for a lot of people that were watching for the My Team codes. I know I seen that. I was genuinely watching because I was interested who was gonna win, and it was entertaining. It was hyped. It was a crowd. It was everything. There's a lot they could improve on, but I think when it comes to the argument of skills matter, they don't, not anymore, not through all the patches, but I hope that changes. At some point, I hope they can make it so that the players who are really good at this game can dominate like they deserve to dominate because you're really good at this game, but also make it fun if you're a casual fan, sometimes you just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have to sit there and practice all day and night, you know, skip work, skip school, just so you can play the game and enjoy it. Sometimes you just want to kick back and play this shit on My Career or on the park, and it's just as simple as that. But I think it's gonna take them a second to strike that kind of balance. I wanna know what y'all think though, man. In the comments, let me know, cause low-key, I think I need to be optimistic. For the life of me, I can't be pessimistic about a game like that, but I'm hoping some future patch changes something in 2K17 because as of right now, I don't know that skills matter. There's a specific way that everyone plays because they know unless you play like that, there's no way to win regardless of what kind of skill you have. I'm gonna leave it on that though. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.